Hi guys, welcome back or welcome if you're new. My name is Tiana and I'm the maker behind Also Stitched, and today we have third episode of Knitting Podcast. On my last episode I said that evening I will be casting 2 new projects, and I did, and I'm gonna tell you more about them. It's been exactly 3 weeks since my last podcast and I have a good progress on those 2 whips. There is a slight change in the filming setup because it is a bit overcast today, and in my bedroom I really struggle with light. Since I don't have any finished objects, I don't have to have my clothing rack here, so I can film in my usual spot where I normally film my crochet content, and I kind of feel better here. I feel like everything is around me. I don't know, it's an easier setup for me because I have a good light, I have my things around me, and I feel comfortable in this chair, and I don't know, I feel better filming this. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to film with finished objects because usually garments are bigger unless I'm showing them on a B-roll footage where you would be able to see them on me. We'll see. This is the test for my knitting podcast. I do prefer it here, but we'll see how this will work. In my last video, the only whip I had was Musselburgh Hat, which I was making in Drops alpaca yarn. It's this one. And I didn't make a huge progress on this, and there is a reason. I don't like the way this yarn looks on this hat. Let me show you. First of all, you can't even see a stitch definition. Nothing against this yarn. This yarn is really nice and soft, and I do like how this feels, but there is no stability, integrity for the hat. And even though this is Musselburgh, it would be double layered and folded. I feel like with washing this would just stretch and lose its shape, and if you know Musselburgh, you need to knit for a very long time, and then I didn't want to risk it not to like it for so much knitting, so this will be frogged. I don't have anything in mind what to do with this yarn. I have 2 skeins, which is 100 grams. What I plan on is maybe holding it double, or maybe even incorporate mohair, even though this doesn't actually need mohair because it's very fuzzy, so this technically doesn't need mohair, but I still plan on doing it just to give it a bit structure and not to stretch. My only whip is gonna be frogged, unfortunately. I mean, it's not unfortunately, I just don't want to waste my time working on something that I don't feel is gonna look okay. And honestly, I wasn't even picking up this because I wasn't enjoying the process. For some reason, this yarn was very hard to knit. Not hard like the yarn is hard, it's like it's very splitty and it's very thin. This was supposed to be 5 ply or sport weight, but for me this is acting more like a light fingering, so it just wasn't giving me the vibe I was looking for. And this was supposed to be a gift knit, and for something that I want to gift, I want to be proud of, and I wasn't proud of the way this was looking like. This was definitely gonna be frogged. Yarn is gonna be repurposed. This yarn is really soft, it is nice, and I don't mind seeing it in this fabric because it's really nice, but I don't know what would I make out of this yarn with this stitch definition and this feel. Honestly, I don't know. It's not very bad on my skin, but would I repurchase it? I don't know, to be honest. I would probably need to hold it with something else to give it more stability, integrity, and nothing against the yarn. It is a good yarn, but I would need to think hard of project that I would make with this yarn next time. So yeah, try it and see it for yourself. If you like lightweight garments, maybe this could work, but again, it's alpaca. Alpaca is very warm, so even if it's lightweight garment, it's still gonna be very warm. This is done and dusted. I actually have a lot of beanies, and I have a hard time keeping up with what I'm showing in crochet and what I already showed in a knitting podcast. So if any of these was already shown, I apologize, but I do have quite a lot. But still, I'm just gonna quickly show them in the end of the video because I don't want to bore you now. Let's talk about the fun part, which is knit along. So Eleisha from Lovely Day Knits, she's here from Australia, from Coffs Harbour. I mean, if you're watching me, you're probably watching her because she's big on YouTube. She's such a lovely and fun personality. I just enjoy watching her videos. She has talent for production. Let me tell you, her videos are next level. And she announced that she is having a knit-along. And I've never participated in a knit-along. So the knit-along theme is Veronica Limburg, or better known as Kutovakika, here on YouTube and on Instagram. She is a beautiful designer. I have a couple of her patterns on my queue with already yarn bought to start some projects, but I was planning on doing them probably next autumn, winter, because I wasn't in a rush. But as soon as she announced that she will be doing a knit-along theme with Kutovakika, I'm like, perfect. I have yarn, I have patterns. Kika had an anniversary sale a month or two ago, so I bought a bunch of her patterns and I was ready for it. And I decided to cast on 2 projects. Official start of the knit-along was 1st of November, but she also mentioned that she will accept whips. So I casted on my projects 2 weeks earlier just because I finished all my whips and I had nothing on my needles and I wanted to work with something. I also am market prepping because I have a couple of bigger markets coming in November, so I just wanted to have an early start, not to stress to finish. Even though this is a very chilled knit along, we don't have to finish. As long as we are knitting through November and December, we are good to go. I'm just gonna link Eleisha's video in the description if any of you is interested and not knowing about this knit along, with all her details and everything that you need to know about the knit along. There is also an Instagram group, and I think there is a Discord now, which I'm not in Discord, so I'm staying in Instagram chat, and everyone is really nice and lovely and friendly, and we are chatting patterns, yarn, and it's really nice and enjoyable. I'm having so much fun with this group. I'm honestly looking forward to more knit alongs because this is fun. You're being motivated with other people, with their ideas. You can see what yarns they are using. We are all discussing different yarns. So it's been really fun and I'm enjoying it. Thank you so much, Eleisha, for this knit along, and it's been fun. Let me show you what I have casted on. This is where I struggle the most when I say if I will have enough space to show you, because I am very much blocked here and the camera is really close to my face, but I'll try. This is still smaller. I can barely fit this in the frame. So this is Salty Days sweater. You can see my progress. I am down on the bottom rib. I am 1/3 through the bottom ribbing. It is working really nice. This is fun knit. There is lace, there are cables. It is very engaging. That's why it's fun, because you're always looking forward to go on the next chart, on the next section, and this is looking so nice. You can see how soft this yarn is. The yarn I'm using is Drops Belle. I've already used this yarn in my Ebba tee from Sari Nordlund, if you remember in my last podcast. The color is number 3. I think the color is called light beige. It is so lovely. This is designed as a sweater, but with this lace and this design all over, I just couldn't see myself wearing this in the winter just for the lace. So I went with the summer yarn. Drops Belle is a blend of 53% cotton, 33% viscose, and 14% of linen. And I really do enjoy this yarn. I love it. I love the way it feels. I really do recommend this yarn for any summer project. So this being a sweater, I'm making a summer, I don't know, it's gonna be t-shirt. For me, it's gonna be t-shirt because I'm again off gauge. I'm a tight knitter. I struggle with my gauge, and this wasn't actually planned. I didn't bought this yarn for this project, but when I was going through my stash, I realized I do actually have enough to make size medium. This sweater was supposed to have 20 to 30 centimeters of positive ease. That is actually a lot, but it's not a lot if you're making a sweater, but if you are making something in a summery yarn, I do find that too big. So even though I'm off gauge, I'm lucky because I'm getting only 9 to 10 centimeters of positive ease, which this is gonna look more like a blouse or t-shirt, or it's just not gonna be oversized. That's the point I wanna say. It's gonna be 10 centimeters of positive ease, which is perfect for a summer garment that is lightweight and it's not gonna look baggy, because even this yarn being this soft, it's gonna stretch and it's gonna look baggy. At the moment, this is perfect. I am in between sizes, between extra small and small. Bear in mind there was supposed to be 30 centimeters of positive ease, that's why this is the size I'm getting, but still this is 10 centimeters bigger. So I love this. It fits me really nice. I am looking forward to see how the sleeves are gonna go. I know that there is issue with sleeves. Everyone has to size up with sleeves because sleeves are done in this rib part and they like to cinch in. But again, since I'm making summer garment, I don't need an oversized sleeves. My initial thought was to go with a modification that Nora from AK Nora Knits did. She did a summer cotton version and she did some changes to the sleeve and collar. At first I thought of doing that, but I think I might go with a regular collar just to give it stability, because this yarn is so lightweight and soft that I feel like my neckline is gonna be stretched, and I don't like that. I don't like anything that's showing my bra. So I might just stick to the regular collar. Size up for the sleeves, just in case this is not gonna fit me. I'm gonna try. I might play yarn chicken depending on how much yarn is gonna go into sleeves. I'm 1/3 through the bottom ribbing, so there is not a lot left to finish the body. Then I'll pick up for the collar and then we'll start with the sleeve. You can tell this collar opening is huge, so to avoid this staying open or stretched, I might go with the regular collar. I'm enjoying this. This is beautiful, this is fun, and I would actually make this again in some wool yarn. It is flying through my needles because it's worked on 5mm needles, and for the bottom ribbing I think she's going down to 3mm needles, which is 4.5, 4, 375, 3.5, 325, 3. Oh my god, she is going 6 needles down for the ribbing. I didn't do that. Since this is already so small on me, I went only 1 needle size down, so I'm doing ribbing on 4.5. My left needle is usually always smaller. It's 4mm, just because it's quicker for me to knit, being tight knitter. So that is a tip if you're a tight knitter. If you don't know, if you put your left needle smaller than your right needle, you'll be able to glide your stitches quicker than if it was a regular size needle. This is really nice and enjoyable. I'm looking forward to go to sleeves because sleeves are my best part. I feel like body is never ending. Design also had a different design rib, and then you have 10 centimeters of the bottom rib, so it's a lot of ribbing. Even though I do enjoy ribbing, it was a lot because there is over 200 stitches in the round and it's never ending. I'm slightly off gauge. Her gauge is 90 stitches before blocking and my gauge is 21. That's because I'm a tight knitter, but still this is fitting really nicely and I'm looking forward to have it. Also, when it comes to sleeves, I'm gonna do a shorter sleeves. I'm not gonna do anything long or oversized. I'm yet to decide if I'm gonna do her design or do the mod that Nora from Nora Knits did, but she's having a bell sleeves, which I also don't want to do. I'm just gonna do a fitted sleeves, probably just a bracelet length, and we'll see. Yarn chicken will also determine how much I'm gonna go further or not. It's all TBD because I'm deciding as I go. But yeah, that's my first whip for this knit along. So for my second whip, I have the same issues. Of course, I'm off gauge being a tight knitter and I am working with cotton merino from Drops. I actually don't have a band to show you because I didn't bring a full ball. For me, this is acting more like cotton than merino. I don't feel it merino and I like it. You know, I like working with cotton. I don't mind working with cotton. It's really nice and it's so soft and it's cold to touch. Exactly what you want from cotton. This is Stripe Hype Sweater by Veronica Lindberg, or Kutovakika, of course. It's a knit along. And these are my colors for the body. I am down through the ribbing again. I'm actually at the same place with my Salty Day sweater. I'm 1/3 through the bottom rib. She has this exact same bottom ribbing on both garments. It is a half twisted rib where you are twisting only your knits but you're purling your pearls. So it is again 10 centimeter bottom rib and I'm 1/3 through it. This is looking so nice. I love the colors. I love the feel. This is very cold to the touch. It's perfect for summer, spring, transitional piece. Again, I'm off gauge and this is running between extra small and small on me with the exact same measurements as my Salty Day sweaters. I am having only 9 centimeters of positive ease instead of 20 to 30 that is suggested. Actually, in her photos where Kika is modeling these pieces, Kika is usually size small, and in those photos she is wearing size medium, which is giving her an extra oversized look, which is a bit deceiving if you don't go through the pattern and read actual notes to know that she is wearing a size up. If you expect your garments to be that oversized the way it looks on her, it's not gonna be. It's a bit deceiving, and I wish designers would wear their sizes when they are modeling their pieces. A lot of designers actually do that. I don't know why are they sizing up and showing the garments bigger than they are. They are not true to size. And then when you go and read the measurements and decide, okay, I'm gonna make my usual size because it's graded for my sizing, and then you don't end up with the same positive ease. In my case, I know I'm not getting the same positive ease because I'm off gauge and I'm tight knitter and I'm fine with this. It is a cotton garment and I can't see myself wearing an oversized cotton garment. Even though there is some merino here, this is not acting like merino to me. This is more cotton feel. If I want to wear anything oversized, it has to be wool, because wool gives that oversized and coziness, which I don't get with cotton. So I'm fine with this. This fits beautifully on me with only 9 centimeters of positive ease. It fits like a t-shirt. It really is nice. I don't mind it. I love the colors. I love the way this is working up. My only problem is this is hurting my hands, because being a tight knitter and perfectionist, I like my stitches to be beautiful and I like to have a nice stitch definition with cotton, because cotton is not forgiving. You cannot block this out and hope it's gonna even out. No, it's not gonna. You will see any imperfection in this garment unless you are really careful with tension, which what I'm trying actually. If you know for my past videos, I do struggle, and usually it was wool garments, so I was fine, but with this or anything with cotton, I'm really mindful. The colors for the sleeves are gonna be pink and blue. I actually didn't prepare them here, so I'm just gonna insert the photo of all the colors that I'm gonna use. It's gonna be so nice. I'm looking forward to have this. This is a beautiful transitional lightweight t-shirt, pullover, whatever you want to call it. It's gonna be so nice and I'm looking forward to have it. I'm knitting this to pattern except for the decreases in the body. So she does a couple of decreases in the bottom part of the body, but since this is already smaller on me, I didn't do that. And then again, she goes down 3 or 4 needle sizes for the bottom ribbing, which I didn't. I only went 1. So this whole garment was done on 4 mil needles and I'm doing ribbing on 3.5, and that's just perfect for me because I don't want it cinched a lot. While on her, if you look her photos, it's very, very cinched in on her waist, while everything else is boxy and oversized, which I was actually scared to do that because I don't feel that would fit me. I just went 1 size needle down for the bottom ribbing, which is something we normally do, and I think that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good enough, and I really like this. This is so nice on your skin. I'm curious to see how warm this is gonna be since it is 50% merino. So future me will update you once this is done and worn and once I experience wearing this. This is my second whip for the Kutovakika knit along. It's been only 3 weeks, which I think this is a good good progress for 3 weeks. Considering how much I'm doing other things, you will see how many beanies I have done. It's a lot. And also I am market prepping. I've been crocheting a lot. So yeah, I have a lot going on at the moment, but still, this is a beautiful progress. And I think another 3 weeks, I think I could finish this. Yeah, 4 sleeves. I'm left with 4 sleeve collar and finishing this. I think 3 weeks are manageable. We'll see. Those are my bigger whips that I have at the moment. I also have another bigger whip, which I started, I don't know, I feel like it was 2 weeks ago when I started this, and it is so much fun. If you have been following me along, you know that I'm knitting beanies for charity, and I'm also crocheting one blanket for charity. But I thought I want to knit a blanket for charity too, because it's gonna be a children charity. Baby blankets are really quick and easy to make, so it shouldn't take long. And it's not taking long. I mean, it is because it is knitted blanket, but if this was a crochet blanket, it would be a much quicker. But I enjoy this. Let me show you what it is. This is a Sweet Shop blanket by Laura Penrose. This is so much fun to knit, to be honest, guys. This is so smart. If you have not tried this pattern, you just need to buy it to see the technique that she is using to get this. I am shocked. This is really fun. This is so smart. There are 4 types of squares in this pattern, and they are all working different. I'm not gonna talk a lot about how you assemble this, so you can tell I'm halfway through one of the square and it's attached to the needles. Next part is gonna be white part, and after that I will continue next square and next square. So I'm making baby blankets at the moment. You can see it's 4 squares on the bottom, and it's gonna be 6 squares this way, top, whatever. It's gonna be perfect baby size, and that's exactly what she mentioned in a pattern. The only different thing I'm doing, I'm working on 6mm needles because I'm working with 10 ply. I'm using 4 Seasons Spotsaver 10 ply from Spotlight. The only difference you're getting is less stitches, same square size. So I was aiming for the same square size just to achieve the size of the baby blanket that she is achieving, which is even better for me because I'm not gonna talk the numbers that she has in the pattern. I'm gonna respect the pattern. I'm just gonna tell you the difference. So this is the diagonal of the square, and I have 31 stitches here, and she has 30-something% more. So technically I'm knitting less and getting the same size of the blanket she would. And she's using 8 ply, which is perfect. It's beautiful. I do have some 8 ply, but I also have a lot of 10 ply, and I just wanted something that could be also quicker. So this is technically 30% quicker for me than it would be if I were to do it in 8 ply. I think she's doing 8 ply on 4mm needles. So yeah, I'm a couple of sizes of needles up, and this is working really quick. It is a fun make. I am 14 square in, and I'm making sure that I make 1 square a day. There were days where I made 2 squares because it is addictive. It's gonna be 24 squares, and I was thinking if I can make this in 24 days, that's gonna be perfect. And I feel like it's achievable because some days I did more than 1 square. I'm just choosing colors randomly. I have like 5 or 6 whatever colors here. I'm just choosing them randomly, making sure that they are matching, and I'm enjoying this one. I'm enjoying it so much that I think I might make another one. When I was halfway through it, I weighed it, and it weighs less than 200 grams, which means that I only need 2 Spotsaver skeins. Let me show you the skeins because I have it here attached to a different project I'm gonna talk in a second. These are the skeins. It is acrylic yarn, so it's nothing fancy, guys, but for little children, this is just perfect. So this is the Spotsaver. They are 200 grams, and there is 312 meters per ball. It is really nice. I really like this acrylic. It is really nice and soft, and what I like about it, it is made in India. It is a lovely yarn. I do recommend this yarn. It is cheap. This yarn usually in Spotlight costs around $9, but I bought it when everything was 50% off. So 1 skein cost me $4.50, and this whole project is gonna use only 2 skeins. So for $9 to make a blanket, this is so good. So nice, and I'm so happy that I'm making it, and I might make another one. I'm thinking cotton. We'll see. I have 6 months to make all these charity things, so yeah. I just wanted to share this because it is really good pattern to learn different techniques. It has a lot of short rows. If you're not a fan of short rows, I would actually suggest this to you, even if you're not a fan, because you're gonna practice them a lot, because the main square that is done in this blanket is done in short rows. So you will have plenty of time to practice short rows if that is something that scares you, but it's not scary. Short rows are so easy, and yeah, just try this. Try it. It is fun. I actually bought, I think she had sale a month ago, or I don't remember, but yeah, she had a sale, so I bought all her pillows and mod pack, expansion pack she also had. I'm looking forward to try all the different designs she offers, and I do recommend it. Alright, I'm just gonna run through all the beanies because I don't even know how many I have. It's a lot. I can make 2 beanies a day if I'm only... No, I can actually make 3 beanies a day if I'm only making beanies, but I don't. I need all the other things, and I crochet for my market spread, and it's been 3 weeks since my last podcast, so I have accumulated a lot of beanies. Again, these beanies will be on my market, which is this weekend, and whatever is left is gonna be donated. I'm just gonna quickly run through them. They are not folded. Usually I fold them like this, but I'm at the moment keeping them straight just because they are easier to store when they are not folded. I'm just gonna quickly show you the colors, and that's it. If you have been following along, these are all double-stranded beanies by Passionate Kelsey. They are done on 8mm hook, and they are a really quick make. So these are all with the same pattern that I normally do. Since I was in the Knit Along Instagram group, we talked about some hats, and one of the girls recommended a different pattern. The pattern is called BeanieTree Planter Toque. I didn't even know what toque means, so I had to search, and apparently it is a long hat without brim, like a chef hat, but this hat had brim in the photo, so I was a bit confused, but I don't mind it. It's just the name. I didn't know what the name was. So it is a free pattern, and it is done on a 4mm needles, and it was a perfect hat for my 10 ply, the same Spotlight 10 ply that I just showed you. I just use it single stranded. All the other beanies are double stranded, and I'm double stranding either 8 ply or 10 ply with some light 8 ply. But this is just the 10 ply single folded, and it's beautiful. And this is also ribbed. In case you cannot tell, this is ribbed. But look how beautiful it is. You can barely tell it's ribbed unless I stretch it. I just love how perfect this looks. This is the same Spotsaver in the color Baby Pastel. This is what it looks when it's flipped. The size I got is, I would say this is adult small. Pattern has one size, so I followed the pattern and it gave me adult small. I'm also making another one. I'm gonna show you. I decided to increase the stitch count just to test if it's gonna give me adult, medium or large, or maybe in the future I need to increase the needle size, because this yarn is designed for 5mm needles, but I'm working it on 4, so maybe that's why I'm getting it a bit tighter. This can fit me. It's not comfortable fit, not something I would wear, but still it can fit. So we'll see if the sizing, the stitch count will help. I'm just testing. I love the crown and the creases. It really looks nice and neat and tidy. So yeah, these do take a longer time, and if I were to sell this, I couldn't just sell them for 15-20. I might, just because I'm destashing. The biggest purpose of all of these for me is destashing. They are really enjoyable. I love making one by one rib. So here is that head that I'm making at the moment. This one is done in that yarn that I just showed you. It is in a color pumpkin. It's a slightly bigger one, and you can tell it's really beautiful stitch definition, and when I stretch it you can see it's ribbed. So yeah, this is definitely gonna be a bigger. I did compare them next to each other and it is slightly bigger. I'll see when it's done what the size will be. I'm just testing, trying, experimenting, and I just want to find the perfect stitch count in case I want to continue making more of this. This is really taking a longer time, but I'm enjoying them. So yeah, this is my current whip. It's gonna take a couple of days to finish it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to finish it by the market on Saturday. Today is Tuesday. We'll see. It might be done. We'll see. All of these projects are in my Ravelry page. I'm trying to update as I go, but I still haven't put all my old projects in there. I have to sit down and work through them. I actually didn't even put all of these beanies because it's a lot of beanies and I'm not sure if I really want to do them. I have a lot of them already there and I was actually contemplating to remove them just because I feel my Ravelry page is cluttered with 50 beanies at the moment and I'm still not sure if I want to keep them or not. So technically those were all my finished objects and whips, but I do have a lot of acquisition. End of October was my birthday and I did treated myself to some beautiful yarn and I would like to share them with you. I'm gonna start with the yarns that were not birthday gift. I mentioned that I'm gonna buy this yarn in my Knitting for Olive and Drops video because every month Wool Warehouse has a different Drops yarn on sale, and for the October they had Drops Air, a lot of other yarns. So I just decided to buy what I wanted to try and test, and I did buy Drops Air because I was very curious about this yarn. Everyone keeps talking about this yarn and it's so nice and soft. This is the blown yarn. Look at the squishiness. Look at this ball. This is only a 50-gram ball. Look how huge this is. This is very lightweight, but it is puffy and big because it is a blown yarn. You can tell it's really nice. I'm so looking forward to this. I don't feel this, guys. I actually don't feel this. If you watch my Knitting for Olive and Drops video, I talked about my skin sensitivity, how I react to yarns, which yarns cause redness on my skin. This is nice. I don't feel this. This is made out of 65% alpaca, 28% polyamide and 7% wool. So the polyamide is the chain part where the yarn is blown into. This is in the color 3, number 3. I don't remember the color name, I didn't write it down, and I bought 10 skeins of this and I'm gonna make a cardigan, maybe step-by-step cardigan by Florence. I'm not sure what is her channel name, but it is a free pattern, so I'm just gonna link it down there if you're curious. It is a step-by-step. She also has a tutorial for it. So I bought 10 skeins just in case I don't meet the gauge so that I have enough, and yeah, this is gonna be one of my winter knits. Next one, I got Drops Brushed Alpaca Silk. This is a blend of 77% alpaca and 23% of silk. I forgot to mention the price for Drops Airs was $7 Australian and the price for brushed alpaca is $5 Australian. This is not irritating me. I can still feel it, but not as bad as mohair. I think I'm gonna double strand this and also make a cardigan. I don't know why I'm so in cardigans. I'm trying to find an end, but I cannot. So I can show you at least what this looks like, but I guess there is no end. Let me try and pull it out like this so you can see the thickness. This is definitely thicker than mohair, but I'm gonna double strand it and I'm gonna, or maybe even single strand it. I don't know. I know there are a couple of patterns that I looked where I can hold this double and make a lightweight cardigan. It's gonna be still warm because it's alpaca, but it's gonna be very lightweight and more like a transitional piece. So yeah, I have 10 skeins of this. It is in a color number 2. We'll see. I'm just gonna test it. And the next one, I just bought 1 skein because I was curious how this is. This is Drops Melody. It is in a color 6. This cost me $6. It is their blend. It is 75% alpaca, 25% wool, and 4% polyamide. I was just curious what this is because this looks so thick. This, let me see the suggested needle size. It's 8 millimeters. That's huge. I was really curious. What can you do with this? Look at the. It's very thick. whatever you do with this, I think you can only hold it single. I don't remember what I had in mind when doing this. Probably a hat, beanie, scarf, whatever. I was curious just how it feels on the skin, and it's not bad. It's better than mohair, definitely. I can tell that alpaca is less itchy on my skin than mohair, so these are good mohair alternatives. Not this one because it's very thick, but some of these other brushed alpaca I think would be a good alternatives for mohair. But yeah, I'm gonna update you in winter sometimes how this works, but this looks so beautiful. It is beautiful pink. It is so nice and soft, and yeah, nice. This is really nice. So back during spring holidays, we went to Canberra just for the visit, explore. That was our first time visiting Canberra, and there is a beautiful yarn shop over there. I think it's called Makery. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I apologize if I'm not. I was looking on their website before I left because I was curious what yarns they have. I wanted to try some yarns in person before I buy them, and they have a lot of Isager yarns, so I was just curious to touch it, to feel it before I buy it. And I did bought one sweater quantity while I was there. I actually wanted to buy two, but they were out of stock. They didn't have enough skeins for the second one, so I placed an online order from a different store online. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So what I bought while I was in Makery in Canberra, so I decided to buy Isager Soft because this is really soft. I was curious to see how I'm gonna react to this, and it's beautiful. There is no itching, there's nothing happening. It's also a blown yarn, but it is fairly thinner. And it is marled because it is made out of 56% alpaca and 44% of cotton. So this white part that you see, it's cotton. It's cotton chain where the alpaca yarn is blown in. And when this is worked out, it gives such a beautiful marling effect. And I loved this color. I feel like this color will really suit me. It is warm and beigey, browny. It's gonna be beautiful. I'm so looking forward to make something with this. So this is in the color, and I bought 8 skeins of this. What I'm planning to make is Ivy sweater by petiteknit. This is actually suggested yarn for that sweater, and I think that's gonna be so beautiful. I like the way that sweater looks like, and I'm looking forward to wearing this because unlike mohair and my last sweater with mohair that I made, this has no itching, no irritation on my skin. This is like heaven. This was expensive, guys. One skein was $16 and I bought 8 skeins. It was a birthday gift, so I treated myself. I was glad that I could actually try this in person without buying online and realizing, like all the other yarns that I bought, that they're itchy on me and that I won't be able to use them. So I was so happy that I could try this in person, and now I know that this works for me, and I'm looking forward to use it even more, to buy some different colors. And yeah, this is gonna be so beautiful. And while I was there, I tried their mohair, and let me tell you guys, everyone is right when they say that Isager silk mohair is the softest. It truly is. You cannot compare this with Knitting for Olive mohair. If you watched my video, you know how I reacted to that mohair. It left so much redness. I tried this one just on my neck and I didn't feel it. And here it is. This is the Isager silk mohair in this beautiful green color. The color number is 57. I'm so looking forward to have this as a garment. It's gonna be such a beautiful color. This is 75% kid mohair and 25% silk. Guys, I cannot feel this. This being mohair, I cannot feel this compared to the Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair. This is so nice. I mean, I still need to knit it and wear it and try it, and then I will be able to give you a full, proper review from someone who has sensitive skin. I might change my opinion, who knows? Maybe my body won't react really nice to it, but just testing it on a neck, it feels good. It's not itching, it has zero prickling, so nice and so soft, and I'm looking forward to try this. Let me tell you, this one ball cost me $20. You can get it cheaper. Some online shops in Australia sell it between $18.50 to $20, depending where you're ordering from. The reason I went with the most expensive shop is because they also had something else in stock I was buying that the other shops didn't have. So I just didn't want to place two orders from two different shops and pay two shippings, because with this and everything else I bought from that shop, I got a free shipping. So it was like a win-win situation, and that's why I decided to pay $20 per skein. I got 8 skeins. I'm gonna held this double, and I will be making Cumulus blouse O-neck by petiteknit. This is gonna be such a fun color, such a fun make, and it's gonna be also more like a transitional piece because it's gonna be very open gauge but still soft, airy, and a bit of warm because this is a warm yarn. I think this might be the mohair that works for my skin. I'm saying that with preference, that I need to test this and wear it and then I will judge it. But I'm also sad because this is very expensive, guys. I paid $20 while soft silk mohair from Knitting for Olive was $13.30. That's a lot. I mean, that's a huge difference. But I love this. If there is any mohair that I can wear, it's gonna be this one for now. We'll see. I love the color. I think the color is what got me. They really do have a lot of nice beige and soft tones, but this was fun color and I wanted something fun. So yeah, this was my second birthday gift. My last birthday gift I actually didn't plan. So the day before my birthday, my husband asked me, would you like to go to the Skein Sisters? He knows about that shop because we were once close to the shop, and on Sundays and Saturdays they work short hours and we didn't have enough time to get to the shop. It is one of the local Sydney shops that have hand-dyed yarn and some other brand yarns. I honestly wish if they would have more like European yarns. I wish Sydney shops would have that. There is not a single shop in Sydney that offers European yarns, and it's sad. I wish. We're the biggest city in Australia and we don't have such a shop. For example, Ivy and Calico, is that how you call it? It's a shop in Perth. Oh my god, the selection of yarn that they have. We need something like that in Sydney. I want to be able to go in the shop and try yarns and see the colors in person. And even Melbourne has Sunspun. I just wish we had something like that. We do have Morrison Sons, but they don't have a lot of brands. We are definitely missing some good shops, good yarn shops in Sydney. Skein Sister is one of them. They don't have a lot of famous brands, but they do have their hand-dyed yarn. The reason why I wanted to visit the shop was I wanted to look into the Redesign Project 10 bag. It's a leather project bag. It's a very expensive bag, and I just wanted to see in person to decide whether it's worth the money or not. And the night before I checked their stock levels, they had the exact same color that I wanted in stock. By the time we got there in the morning, it was sold overnight online. They did still show me in a green color, and I got to see it the size wise and everything else. It is a beautiful leather bag, but I wasn't sure. I just couldn't justify $200 for a leather project bag. So they offered me to order because they were placing a new order before Christmas, and I was like, no, I'm just gonna pass this time. I'll see maybe in the future. It's not something that is necessary. It is just a luxury which I wanted to treat it myself for my birthday, or better said, my husband wanted to treat it me, and I just decided to pass. And instead of that, I bought yarn, which I didn't actually plan to buy yarn, but since I was there, I was trying that yarn. Every time I go to shop, I just try everything on my neck, and some of these yarns spoke to me, so I decided to buy their fabulous sock yarn. This is really nice. Even though it is sock yarn, this is really nice, and I'm not gonna make socks out of this. I'm gonna tell you. This one is Twine Time. This one skein costs $39.95. It is quite a lot, but then again, it is a hand-dyed yarn from Skein Sisters. Here is the tag. The composition is 80% Australian extra fine superwash merino and 20% nylon. It is just the classic 4-ply sock yarn, but trust me, not every sock yarn is as soft as this. This being superwash merino, it's really nice and soft. And I'm gonna make a shawl. I know Stephen West's mystery knit-alongs are at the moment very popular, and I'm not someone who is brave to knit something that I don't know what's gonna look like, even though all the clues are out by now. But I wasn't a huge fan of this year's knit-along or mystery shawl. I decided to make painting honeycomb shawl with the small honeycombs. I was watching sisters from Table 10 podcast making their shawl. It is such a beautiful. They did every honeycomb row in a different color, which I didn't want to do that. I thought that was a lot of work, a lot of weaving in ends. I mean, that's a lot of ends, and that was too much for me. What I decided to do, I have 2 skeins of this color. This is gonna be my outer honeycomb color, and I only got 2 different skeins as a contrast color, and I'm gonna not hold them together. I'm just gonna make half of the shawl in one and then half of the shawl in the other one. So I'm just gonna have a slight transition through the shawl. I won't have a lot of ends to weave in because I have only 2 skeins, plus these are honeycomb borders. This is such a light and soft palette, which is wearable for me. I don't wear a lot of shawls. I actually have only one shawl that I was wearing, like a silky shawl, but I haven't worn it a lot because I honestly think we don't need it in Australia. But I want to knit a shawl, and if I'm knitting something, I want to make it in a soft palette that I would like to wear, which this is gonna be perfect. I was tempted to cast this on my birthday, but I reminded myself that I have a lot of markets that I shouldn't. I was also tempted to cast it all the other yarns that I bought for my birthday, but I just have to remind myself that until I finish those Kutovakika knit along, I shouldn't cast anything, especially with all the markets that I have. This is gonna be beautiful. I'm so looking forward to this. It's gonna be a fun knit. It's gonna be something different. This is fingering weight yarn. Imagine how long it's gonna take me to work through 4 skeins of fingering weight yarn. The pattern doesn't call for full 4 skeins of fingering weight yarn. I think it's a bit less. You can stop earlier, but if I stop earlier, what I'm gonna do with leftovers? I might stop at a point where I could actually have enough to make a pair of socks, or I could make it as big as it goes until I use the whole yarn. That's gonna be TBD. We'll see how's that gonna go. Let me show you the color names for these 2 colors. So this one, look how beautiful are these speckles. So this one is called Pink Pixel. So nice and soft. And this one also has some speckles, which my kids were like, oh, that looks like a dirt speckle. I'm like, it's not dirt, it's just weirdly speckled. So yeah, this one is a bit weirdly speckled. You can see like speckles are at some random spots, but once they are in a shawl with all the other yarns, it's not gonna be as bad. And this is the name. I'm not gonna even try to pronounce that because I would butcher that. So yeah, this is gonna be a fun project once I start it, and I am looking forward to it. I am not a huge fan of hand-dyed yarn, I have to admit, because I wouldn't put this in a garment, just because I am perfectionist and I don't wanna handle hand-dyed yarn knowing that the transition might not be the nice. I think there is a slight difference in these 2 skeins, but since this is gonna be a shawl with all these 2 other skeins, and once it's wrapped around me, who's gonna notice that? So I'm not fussed about this. I am looking forward to this a lot. And that's it, guys. I thought if I do this video more often, I would have less to talk, but let me tell you, I was wrong. It was only 3 weeks since my last video, and I am still talking for 1.5 hours at this point. So yeah, it's fine. This is gonna be a long editing video, but that's fine. I'm still gonna try and update you fortnightly. I hope I will have some of these projects finished by my next update. My next 2 videos are gonna be crochet related because I am market prepping for this market this weekend, and then I will have a market recap video after that. So for the next 2 weeks, expect crochet videos, and after that I will see you with my next knitting podcast. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy crafting!